Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris Stevens, and my channel is All Things Music. And today we're going to talk about music arrangement. I think one of the as independent artists that who can afford a band and you're composing your own music at home, it can be, you know, it can be difficult because you're having to be you have to wear the hat and everything. You have to be your own drummer. You have to be your own guitarist, and et cetera, et cetera. And what I learned over the years, because I struggled with music arrangement for a long time, I couldn't figure out why my music was flat. So here's a song I'm working on. It's not finished, and the song is I'm not sure about, but I want to use it as a demonstration on how to compose music. So I had this song, this idea, and so as I was brainstorming a piano, I wanted to use a piano to kind of start it out and lead the song. Okay, so I knew what I wanted to do on the piano. So I laid the piano track, and I'm going to use the piano with my voice so you can kind of hear where I was going. To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. I liked it, but since the song was going to be like a kind of an upbeat song, I needed the first verse of the song to have something more to carry it, because it sounded fine, but I needed something to kind of pick up the rhythm. Not too much though, because I want to save all the instrumentation coming in the first chorus so that you can feel the distinction between the verse and the chorus. So I was thinking, what should I add? What should I add? So I came and I used this synth drums from called Boom. They're from Air Technology. And so I added these drums. To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. I liked it. I was like, okay, that's a start. It was a simple little synth drum sound. I didn't want a full heavy drum sound. I didn't want that yet, because that's gonna come in at the second verse, excuse me. But in the first verse, I needed something to carry the rhythm. But that still didn't feel like enough, because it felt like it was still missing something. So the next thing I did was I added a pad. It's gonna be in the background. And what a pad does, and all you do is play octaves. You play C, G, and back to C, an octave, and let it hold throughout the whole entire song, and put a verb on it so it pushes it back in the mix, and so it won't be too up in your face. And so I put this pad in. To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. He laid in. Okay, I started to like it more. The pad kind of gave me a steady sound in the background while the piano kind of do eight notes. And so I liked it with the drums, but it was still missing something. And believe it or not, it was a simple shaker for the first verse that I brought in. I use it in the first chorus too, but this shaker brought such rhythm, and it wasn't overdone in the first verse. It was just enough to hold the rhythm. And this is what it sounds like with the shaker. To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. That put it right over. That was it. That's all I wanted right there for the first verse, is that shaker, and all that what I got in there. It all kind of held the rhythm together, and the rhythm, the way my words with the rhythm of my words flowed. It felt great with the piano playing eighth notes and the shaker. I consider all that when I'm composing. How will the flow of the words feel with, what I'm going for? Will the flow of my words feel offbeat with something? Will it kind of conflict with something? But it didn't. Everything kind of flowed together. Okay, that wasn't enough. So this is gonna be very subtle here. I brought in some synth keys, and it comes in the second half of the first verse. And I love the rhythm it created between everything and the way the words were flowing. To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. You laid in the grave, you rose the third day. Oh, my soul, you saved eternally. You're the reason.
Now, I did turn it up a little bit so that you could hear that little synth sound, but I usually have a little bit more subtle in there so it sits behind the vocals. But I brought that in the second half of the verse. And sometimes that's good to do, especially if you want if you know when you're singing the first verse and you get to the second half of the verse, it's good to add something, just to add a little something in that second half, so that the song won't feel just like monotone, where it just feels like it's just repeating itself, just sound just flat. I add a little something in the second half because it's building up to the first chorus. Now I'm going to take everything off and I'm going to let you hear the song all the way through and what I did at the chorus. I brought in different instrumentations at the chorus because now I want people to feel the difference between the first verse and the chorus. The guitars come in the first chorus, but I also did have guitars in the first verse. They're palm muted. I didn't want them to stand out, so you won't really hear them, but they're there to kind of help carry the song as well. But when it goes into the first chorus, I open them up into a strum. And this is what the song sounds like all the way through.
To the cross you go, the only one I know, who paid a great price so that I could be redeemed. You laid in the grave, you rose the third day. Oh, my soul, you saved eternally. You're the reason why I sing, join the heavenlies, echo what angels sing. Worthy, you worthy, I will lift the holy name. Worthy of all praise, deserving of the faith. You're the reason why I sing. You're seated on the throne, you and you.
Now that's how the song sounded. Now what I did, like I said again, what I did in the chorus, the bass comes in the chorus. I didn't use the bass in the first verse because in the first verse it wasn't necessary, because I wanted to save the bass to be the transition feel from the verse to the chorus, to separate it. And of course I opened up the guitars from palm muted in the verse to strums in the first chorus. That also brings a distinction. And then I brought in the electric guitar with just a one strum through, and that kind of helped the transition. It's all about learning how to, when you compose, it's all about brainstorming and learning, like, what do I want my first verse to sound like. Now this is just my particular song, but music arrangement can go any kind of way. I've heard songs where the song will start with maybe a kick drum, and got the palm muted guitars, or it might have acoustic guitar going, and then they have this swell sound, and it'll all go, instead of open up to more guitars coming in for the chorus, it just swells into a piano part, and everything narrows down to one piano part in the voice, and it feels great. You'd be like, oh man, I would have never thought that a song that would start out so, and then just the swell cymbal just sinks it into a piano and a vocal, and it feels perfect. But it's all about composition, learning how to put a distinction between the verse and chorus. And to do that, you got to know what instrumentations you want to use for the verse. And once you get that settled, then you start brainstorming, okay, when it goes to the chorus, do I bring in a harmony? Because that will bring a distinction too. Bring in some harmonies on the side, left and right, or bring in maybe some electric guitar or a arpeggio or something that will bring distinction between the verse and chorus. And if you stay with this channel and subscribe, I'll appreciate it. I will also be posting videos on how to mix. That plays a big part in how to make your songs explode more in a chorus, because there's a technique that I learned. That's how you get your song to open up more in the chorus. Is a way that I haven't mentioned yet. I'm just talking about arrangement right now. but there's a way to get your chorus to jump out more. And please like and subscribe, comment, help build my channel, and I will keep uploading videos and things that I learned over the years. Thank you for watching.